A man of sensibility does not forget about a cousin nearly being chewed by monsters of the deep. P.G. Wodehouse. Today we're talking about the kettlebell clean and press. I assume, like yourself, when I think of clean and press, I think of what my butler does with my trousers and my white mess jacket that I got in Cannes, and which he doesn't really approve of me using as a dinner jacket. What was that, Jeeves? He doesn't really approve of this hat either, but I mean, he doesn't approve of my haircut. What are you going to do? Now, why would we call our imaginary butler Jeeves, especially when his real name is Lenny? Because of the great Jeeves character from P.G. Wodehouse, author of over 90 books, novels, short stories, many of which featuring the great character Jeeves, butler to Bertie Wooster. P.G. Wodehouse was a great original. He more or less invented his own language and his own world. You're not going to find anyone else talking about a cook with the phrase God's gift to the gastric juices. All right, the kettlebell clean and press. We've already discussed in a previous video the overhead press for the shapely shoulder, look good in a shirt. And we've already discussed the kettlebell swing, which provides the shapely buttocks, look good in trousers, cleaned trousers, pressed trousers. Now, the kettlebell clean, and again, I don't know why it would be called that. You know, one thing a person can notice about life is that you really don't know what almost anyone else does in the shower, just in terms of their procedure. I would sometimes see a person in the movies taking a shower, and I'm like, you call that a shower? What the hell is that? Where's the lather? What are you doing? Is that normal? We'll never know. So maybe there's something people do in the shower or whatever that resembles this motion, but for now we'll wallow in the mystery of why it's called a clean. Anyway, this is the clean part. It's like a one-handed kettlebell swing, except you swing the bell all the way up to your shoulder. Now, if you really want to learn how to do this properly, there are plenty of people younger, better looking, more qualified to teach you, less qualified to discuss P.G. Wodehouse and his wonderful audiobook renditions. My personal favorite is, as far as a reader goes, is this fellow Jonathan Cecil, but there are many great readers of the P.G. Wodehouse audiobooks, including Stephen Fry, actor, comedian, and writer himself. This one dude, Nigel Lambert, reads one or two. He's just stupendous. Anyway, Jonathan Cecil is the standard. I recommend for this particular exercise Right Ho Jeeves, or a book I think that shortly followed that one called The Code of the Woosters. You may object to the idea of listening to something that's going to make you giggle while holding a heavy metal object over your head, but that is the advantage of using the kettlebell rather than the bar, which you sometimes see people doing. The bar, you will start listening to P.G. Wodehouse, his Aunt Agatha will say something, caustic and immensely funny, and bang, you'll get a concussion. With a kettlebell, it'll just fall to your side. It's perfectly safe to listen to comic literature while doing the kettlebell clean and press. What was that, Jeeves? All right. I don't think this is entirely dignified, but, Jeeves wants a raise. So we're going to implore you to subscribe. Or if you're one of the elite who, after seeing my face emerge from the much more handsome and much more pipe-smoking face of P.G. Wodehouse, and didn't immediately stop watching at that point and made it this far, I would be very tickled if you would leave a comment and let me know, even if it's a complaint about the sound, the lighting, my appearance, the whole controversy about the white mess jacket with the brass buttons, appropriate dinner jacket outside of Cannes or not. Anyway, I hope that the next time I see you, you have a shapelier buttocks and are filling out that tweed jacket, and cleaned, pressed, and that you are, wouldn't it be nice to be articulate?